Hello and welcome to another StarCraft 2 co-op video. Today we'll be looking at another post from a Chinese forum about the upcoming mutation. The difficulty is more on the high side, so be prepared. I saw a few VODs. Most of the players' strategies are first stabilize, then clear buildings in the order of Expo, first hybrid, second hybrid, and the enemies below the ramp. This ensures that the reanimators go to the middle where you have control of the corpses. Then, slowly full clear the map. Tower commanders can also clear the areas I mentioned earlier, then tower push across the middle. The week after is going nuclear barrier, just die on void launch. 1 month until cold is the void. After looking at a few VODs, the runs I want to copy the most are Abathur and Lone Wolf. The others all have various kinds of jumping back and forth between screens, hurting my eyes. I'm really bad against void reanimators, so I won't say too much. Against rifts, I can go to the menu when rifts appear. In MM maps, you can pause by going into the menu. In duels, you have an ally, so mistakes aren't really a problem. And think about where the enemies will come, then allocate troops to deal with them after I'm done thinking. For reanimators, I often don't know where they come from, and then I get wrecked. And on COA, the early game is already hectic with so much stuff going on. Splitting my attention to look for reanimators only makes things even messier. Lone Wolf for sure is good. Next one. The mutators don't synergize that well. Can't really expo before trapping the reanimators. After trapping them, it's like a regular Bruto. If you don't trap the reanimators, you need to split your forces along several paths. One group pushes the buildings along the side paths, another defends against the escorts and attack waves, another defends the bases and deals with reanimators and trickles. Among these groups, the pushing group needs to be fast. When the hybrid waves appear, the hybrids need to be prioritized, so regardless of side, you need to be pretty strong. For hybrid waves, Lone Wolf can have Sam come in from the back, toss 3 grenades on 3 hybrids, then Tychus comes in from the front with his grenade. Sirius just focuses on clearing buildings. If you're not Lone Wolf, it's clear you'll be extremely lacking in power. This is an actually difficult mutation. Early game bugged wave plus reanimators. This means that you might have to deal with reviving units non-stop from the beginning. The good news is that buildings on the two sides are pretty much defenseless. However, the biggest problem is if your defense isn't adequate, reanimators will pressure you after you take out their units. Raynor. Bad news. The enemy can get more armor. Good news. There aren't many enemies next to the enemy structures. Mass Marines then take out the bottom path with the help of your top bar, then change paths and take out the top. Then take out the center. Remember to focus down the hybrids first. Kerrigan. Stronger than Raynor because the hero unit has more HP and more mobility. However, she doesn't have any firepower before 4 minutes. I don't think this is relevant. You don't really need it. Artanis. Aside from massing Dragoons and A-moving, he doesn't have any other methods. Swan. I recommend P2. Make a few towers near Janara to prevent her from getting pushed by the enemy. Use top bar to take out the bugged wave, then make towers there and wait for rabbits. I guess wait for the reanimators to come. Lastly, make towers along the middle. And that's it. Sagara. Use Frenzy F2A. If you take out all the enemies, you don't need to defend. This is too simplified. Carax. Towers along the middle, no different from Swan. Trade your unsalvageable towers for long-range monoliths. Not sure what this 100 is. Nova. I recommend P3. Army defends Janara and the attack waves. Nova blasts everything to death. Abathur. P2 roaches into Warp Gate Dragoons, which is Locust. Vorazun. Invis army chops up Amon. Use time stop whenever you have it. Han Horner. You need to minimize your losses in the early game. After you mass enough Reapers, you can take out all the buildings at once. Stukov. P1 Diamondbacks drift into their homes. Alarak. P3 open with Mothership. Don't push Janara too hastily. First use the Death Fleet to smash the traders' bases. When hybrids come, delete them with Empower Me. Tychus. Many options to choose from. P05 outlaw in a group, or P2 split up to push. Both of these work. Just communicate and focus reanimators first. Push Janara and the mutation won't be a problem. Dehaka. When farming Essence, you must keep track of the reanimator's movements. Mass Creeper hosts and move them to the natural. Release Locusts whenever they're off CD. Phoenix. Rock Slapper is invincible. Or undefeatable, whatever. Banks. Don't believe the fake news about you being able to revive. Drop a few bunkers at Janara to prevent the trickles from pushing her, then mass ESOs and blast away. When the Zerg calldown is ready, use it on the 2 side paths. Use the nuke on the hybrids. Stetman, hardened shieldlings, something, machine, bub. So basically, use hardened shieldlings. Zeratul, strictly speaking, I don't recommend P3 because you don't have the yellow avatar to devolve the enemies. However, if your ally is Manx, you can choose P3. Next one. The mutator synergy is you need more in order to take out the small groups of trickles and structures, plus a penalty for not taking care of the reanimators. If you don't, they'll keep reviving the enemies and the Avenger stacks will slowly add up and you won't be able to defeat them. For those like me who, if there's no clear indicator, might get slapped around for a while until I realize it, these mutators will hurt. To make it easier to play a campaign mod, I specifically added a red mark indicator. There's also map synergy, as the early game pressure on chain is strong with the frequent waves and the early T5 wave plus the hybrids. Avenger increases the enemy's strength, and reanimators disrupt the player's attention and pacing. Don't the trickles from the revive units come one at a time? The distance is quite large. If you take care of them promptly, they won't really get Avenger. Usually once you hear your base is under attack or your SCV is under attack, you will look over immediately. Avenger is most noticeable in 5 instances. The first is the T5 attack wave and the 4 hybrid waves. Sam first treats the hybrids to some added damage grenades, greatly reducing the effects of Avenger. Of course, the enemy comp also influences this. If their enemy comp has Immortals, BCs, Ultras, or Thors, even if there are 2 to 3 full stack units, they'll be pretty strong. The distance between them isn't really large. The main thing is that reanimators might be hiding in a place where you have cleared, reviving units every 4 seconds or 1.5 seconds per small fry unit. If you leave a small group or towers to catch trickles but their firepower is enough, the revived units might get Avenger, and Chain's early game pacing is quite intense. How much you leave is a question mark. How much you leave behind, I guess, to defend. Attack waves, pushing bases, hybrids. With so many things going on, you might get distracted, resulting in you not hearing or simply not being able to react. Reanimators might reanimate units at the hybrid locations at Janara or at places that you have cleared, and those units will attack your natural. And it's unlike attack wave maps where you can stay calm and control the corpses at your front door without doing much. Aside from Abathur, Swan, and Karax, who can make strong defenses in multiple locations, other commanders simply have to gamble. And that's it for this post. What advice do you have for this mutation? Comment it down below and I'll see you next time.